Hi, my name is Aksik, aka Nika, and welcome to my channel, where we mostly talk about adult coloring, art materials, and art in general. And today we are talking about the book, or I'm going to show a book. This is a Happy Mail. The book is by UK artist, independent artist, who's kind of like Amazon name or artist name is EssexArtist. That's the handle. Her name is Berni Cleary, and the book is now on Amazon as well. Bernie contacted me and asked me if I was willing to show the book on my channel and maybe color in it. And because she is an independent artist who is, just trying to get her work out there, I eventually said, yes, I was going to show it. So here goes. This is Amazon book, obviously. It's actually my first hardcover Amazon book. It feels, it felt very fancy when it came because I've never had a hardcover Amazon book before. It's the same size as your regular Amazon book. Here you can see, I don't know, how well, but that's exactly the same size. If you want to compare to something else, Coloring Heaven magazine is slightly higher, but same width. So that's the size of it. There's no repeats in this book, which I really, really appreciate. And it's quite a thick book for Amazon book, which means there's quite a lot to color here. And there's a lot of pages, and all of them are kind of different. So if you want a book with a lot of material, that's the one for you. That's a little kind of note she put in with me, which was very kind of her. And this is the first page, basically the title page. It's some cute creatures, which I think would be a good page for kind of trying out maybe different materials and whatever styles you want to try in this book, kind of figure out this style a book for yourself. And here are also some kind of bits that you can just practice on. This is the book plate type of a page, which is very popular. And here we start now with the first page. And she also says that there's a QR code with links to her Amazon account and social media accounts. And if you color in her book, she wants you to tag her with your photos so she can see what you've done with her book. Here we go. This is actually, I like this image quite a bit. It's one of my kind of favorites in this book. I actually did color one page towards the end there. You can see it's a little fairy on a swing. I think it's not kind of over detailed. There's no excess detail in it, and I think it would look really cute colored, and the faces are pretty nice. This is also cute, but this is what I said about that style of a frame is usually not my favorite, which is one of the reasons I was kind of wasn't sure if I was going to kind of take this book, because I know that I'm not going to color the pages with these frames much. They're just not kind of my style or my thing. But the image itself is cute, and there's actually quite a lot you can do here. She hasn't over detailed her drawing, so you can add quite a lot of shadows and depth. And the cat is very cute. It's a very nice Medusa. This frame I can actually live with. I would actually prefer it was simpler, but I can totally live with this frame. And Medusa doesn't. Oh, the snakes are pretty cute. This is kind of a page that I could see done with like a glowing effect. Like the underneath the tree is all yellow and glowing, and these hanging bits here, the hearts and gems, are all glowing, and the top is quite dark and the sky is very dark, so kind of get this magical effect. and water also dark, and then maybe the leaves would look a bit brighter at the foreground. Mermaid page. Sadly, this book came just after May was over, because I probably would have done a mermaid page here. There's a couple of mermaid pages here that kind of cute. And I think the mermaid with the umbrella is kind of a cute idea. A map with a skull. The really nice, either Pirates Day or Halloween type of a page. An ogre. I don't know if that's. Oh no, yeah. Is it the troll who lives under the bridge? No. But yeah, I actually like her ogres. They look cute and slightly grumpy. This is Witch, very nice Halloween page. I like the flying mouse. It's very cute. And the dragon is also cute. The cat on the broom. And a dragon. This frame I don't mind too much, although, kind of it's fussy. This is a cute, if you feel like coloring something, a bit detaily, abstract, just create nice shading, because there's it's not very tiny, so you can get a lot of kind of different color variations in there. And this frame is actually quite nice. So is this frame, and the dragon is pretty good here. So that totally, I could probably prefer that. If I was to do that, I would probably try something like gouache or acrylics, or something paint, maybe acrylic markers. Paper in this book is, this is my first time now to touch the paper in Amazon hardcover books. And I don't think it's hugely different from the softcover book paper. I think it's slightly smoother, so pencils aren't as painful on it. But I would still put something under the pencils here. It's still very toothy paper. This one, the Fae. But those flowers, like that, and this aggressive flower frame isn't really my thing. I would have preferred a bit of slightly background and very simple frame, more of a scene. This kind of a sea god, Poseidon, possibly, or from any other mythology. I like this frame, the way this one is done. I could have totally done something with that. This is a ship, obviously. I don't know, my brain just braked for a moment. And I don't really mind. That frame is pretty, kind of fits with the theme here, kind of like anchor chain frame. Kind of a magical island, dinosaurs, and this frame is pretty nice. This frame is also nice, a gorilla and a little fae. Her fae are pretty cute. Well, there you go, Year of a Snake. You can kind of create with different inks or pencils, kind of interesting background here if you wanted to. This frame is a little bit too busy for me. The horse is pretty good. I like the ogre on the swing with the baby dragon on its lap. That's pretty good. I would have probably done this if I wasn't kind of really, really tired of mermaids. After the mermaid, I probably would have possibly done this page. It's pretty cute. All the little fishes and kind of a sea plants, and the mermaid looks very cute. And here is another kind of a magical island, slightly depressed ogre, a fluffy dragon, and kind of a fairy. Another page with cute cats. I think it's kind of, I suspect it's supposed to be a phoenix, in which case these curtains are going to burst into flames any moment now. If you feel like doing leaves, those monster leaves would be nice to do, and you know, the central image here wouldn't take much time, and the idea is kind of cool, how this landscape or kind of a like scene crumples into the sand and she's standing on the field. It's like, the concept is pretty cool, but you know, I would have preferred stretched it out a bit more and lessen the frame. Yeah, that's, you know, elf, I presume, sort of an elvish princess or lady. Another one of those kind of like slightly elvish or magical villages or towns that, you know, you can play with the light there. A leprechaun, something for St. Patrick's Day. Those pages can be quite rare, you know, to find cute ones. And this one is pretty cute. I think, you know, it would, you know, something I almost would like to remember that, yeah, you know, if I want to do something for Paddy's Day, I would probably do that. And another snake page. The contrast with the pretty flower and the snake. Werewolf and a wizard. I think it's supposed to be kind of like a Viking warrior with roses in the corner. Another ogre. Like, I do like her ogres. I could, you know, see that, you know, quite a lot could be done with them, but I'm not keen on that frame here. I would like it to be kind of simpler frame, but of course you could take the frame out, you could paint it out if you didn't want to deal with the frame. A little kind of a scenes, kind of like it's like parts of a scenes framed, and visible parts, only the parts that are framed are visible, the rest is a blank page. So it's kind of a like interesting concept. It's like little snapshots from the same environment. It's a pretty cute little fairy. I like this idea of kind of like octopus or kraken island. That's a beast, obviously. A beast. Another fairy, and a little kind of landscapes like this. Mermaid. That was very funny because both I and my husband, we were very puzzled as like, how does it work? Where is the, like, how, we were wondering what is the ship standing on, how is it sailing? It was kind of puzzling us, like it kind of disappeared under the water, yet the mermaid was in front of it, and it just puzzled us. And then my daughter looked and said, sure, everything is underwater, that ship is, you know, sunk. And we did not realize that. It's like, look at it, it has all the air bubbles and fish all around. It's like, yeah, it does. Well, Prince Charming, as you can see, that's actually very nice, but I would prefer if the horse didn't have the flower on its head. You know, it could be really pretty, you know, if done right. So this one actually could look pretty cool. This is the page I finished. It's just a little magical landscape. It's base of alcohol markers, and then there's Castle Art's Harmonious pencils and Marie's pencils on top. I was, you know, kind of trying to figure out Castle Art's Harmonious pencils, and I haven't really gotten anywhere yet with them. I have some opinions, but I need to do more to form a final opinion. A little witch and a dragon. 3 witches, I presume. Very pretty ones. Another ogre, look here, and dinosaurs, flying dinosaurs, or whatever they are, pterodactyls or something like this. I probably am giving the wrong name to them. Here's That's actually kind of cool. I think it's like erupting volcano and a hot air balloon. That's, yeah, kind of a cool scene in a jar. If you like things in jars, that would be for you. Another kind of apothecary style of a scene if you want to practice coloring bottles, which would be the case for this image as well. You know, if you want to practice coloring glass and bottles, it would be a great page for that, you know. And the same here, if you want to practice, it would really work. I could take it maybe slightly closer. Mouse. And then there's a couple of color test pages at the end that you can kind of practice your blends and colors. This was my sheet I used here for kind of backing the page when I was working. I tested one marker here, and these, she has left some pages at the end to cut them out or tear carefully and place behind the coloring, you know, when you're working. But usually, you know, I wouldn't do that. I would have a separate sheet because I want something that has some water resistance or kind of a like waxed feel, so it, you know, media and markers wouldn't go through that sheet to the next sheet anyway. So this is it. That's all the book. As you could see, there's a lot of pages here. So, you know, I think it's a good value for what you're getting. Thank you very much for watching, and hopefully you'll keep coming back to my channel. Have a lovely creative time and wonderful day or morning or evening, wherever you are in the world. And bye-bye.